Hi friends, welcome to EduTabs. So yes, the IBPS AFO 2019-20 notification is finally out. So this particular video is regarding the important points from that particular notification, right? So let's just quickly begin. So friends, let us have a look at the important dates first. So if you see, it's clearly written that you can start filling the online applications from 6th of November 2019 and you can do this till 26th of November 2019, right? And you can also see that the preliminary examination is going to be held on 28th of December 2019 and 29th of December 2019. The mains examination is going to be held on 25th of January 2020. So the examination cycle would start in the month of November. You can see the applications are going to be open from 6th of November and the provisional allotment is going to take place by April 2020, right? So keep these dates in mind. These are very important. Next, if you talk about IBPS Specialist Officer posts, the following are the various posts that have been released. So first of all, you have IT Officer post Scale 1, Agricultural Field Officer post Scale 1, Rajbhasha Adhikari Scale 1, Law Officer Scale 1, HR Personal Officer Scale 1 and Marketing Officer. In this video, we will concentrate only regarding the Agricultural Field Officer post, that is AFO vacancies, right? So here you can see regarding the AFO 2019-20 vacancies. So in the general category, there are 279 vacancies, economically weaker sections 67 vacancies, OBC 180, SC 100, ST 44 and the total number of vacancies are 670. Usually these number of vacancies get increased by a good number at later point of time, right? Now let us move on to the eligibility criteria. So when you talk about eligibility criteria in terms of age, so since the notification is released in the month of November, so the starting point is taken as 1st of November 2019. So minimum age to appear for this examination is 20 years and the maximum age is 30 years. More specifically, you can see the candidate must have been born not earlier than 2/11/1989 and not later than 1/11/1999. Both dates inclusive. So before you start filling the application form, make sure you are checking your eligibility criteria, right? Okay, now let us talk about the age relaxation. So we saw that the minimum age is 20 years and the maximum age is 30 years. Still, there is a relaxation given to certain categories. So you can see in terms of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, the age relaxation is 5 years. Other backward class, it is 3 years. Then persons with benchmark disability as defined under the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, it is 10 years. Other things are also there, like if you are an ex-serviceman, commissioned officers, including emergency commissioned officers and so many other things, then you have an age relaxation of 5 years. Apart from that, persons ordinarily domiciled in the state of J&K during the period, they have given that on your screens, 5 years. Persons affected by 1984 riots, 5 years, right? So keep these age relaxations in mind and see whether these are applicable to you, right? Then talking about the other important term, that is educational qualification, we need to see whether you are eligible to apply for this particular post or not. So they have clearly given that you should have obtained a degree from a university, institution, board recognized by the government of India or approved by government regulatory bodies, right? So you should have got a 4-year degree, that is your graduation should be of the duration 4 years, is very important. Usually students get confused in this particular area. They have also specified the disciplines in which you should have graduated, right? So you should have either been, you should have done your graduation in agriculture or horti, animal husbandry, veterinary science, dairy science, fishery science, pisciculture, agri-marketing and cooperation, cooperation and banking, agroforestry, forestry, agricultural biotechnology, food science, agriculture business management, food technology, dairy technology, agricultural engineering or sericulture, right? Then let us talk about another important point. So they have clearly mentioned that you can apply provided your final result should have been declared on or before 26th of November 2019. So this is a very, very important point, friends. Most of you might be in your final years also, so you need to check upon this particular point, right? And proper document from your board or university for having declared the result on or before 26th of November 2019 has to be submitted at the time of interview. So you need to be very sure that your final results have been declared before this particular date or on this particular date. Only then you are eligible to apply. Right? Okay. The last line is also important. Candidates can apply for only one post. So we saw there are various posts, like you have IT officer, you have AFO, you have law officer, you have HR personnel, right? So you can apply only for one post. Okay. Next, talking about the pattern of the examination, friends. So let's talk about the preliminary examination first. This is qualifying in nature. The marks obtained in your prelims is not going to be taken into account to come out with the final list. Okay. Now you can see that there are going to be 3 sections. Let us talk about each section. English language, total number of questions, it is 50. And the maximum marks 25. Okay, so each question is half mark. Medium of exam only in English, that is the question will be displayed only in English. Okay, there is no option wherein you can go for Hindi language. Duration is going to be 40 minutes. So you can see that there is sectional timing here. You cannot switch between the sections, right? Okay. Then the next section that we're going to talk about is reasoning. The total number of questions being 50, maximum marks being 50, medium of exam being both English and Hindi. So you can view the question in English or Hindi. Okay. Then the duration for reasoning section is 40 minutes. Then comes your quantitative aptitude, number of questions 50, maximum marks 50, medium of exam English and Hindi, duration 40 minutes, right? So the total number of questions being 150, the maximum marks being 125. Now, when the results are out, in each of these sections, they're going to be cut-off marks. You can see here, candidates have to qualify in each of these 3 tests by securing minimum cut-off marks, which is going to be decided by IBPS. Okay, so that again depends upon the number of vacancies and the number of applications that year, the difficulty level of the paper, and in fact the difficulty level of each of the section that you can see on your screens, right? Okay. Next, talking about the mains examination. So those who qualify your prelims will enter into the next stage, that is the mains exam. So in mains exam, the total number of questions would be 60. Professional knowledge, so since we are talking about agricultural field officer, so you would be tested upon your knowledge in agriculture, right? And maximum marks 60. Medium of exam, again English and Hindi, there are 2 options that you can choose from. The duration is going to be 45 minutes. Now both in your prelims and mains there is a provision of negative marking. Okay, so a 0.25 of the total marks allocated to that question would be deducted. Okay, so whatever is a mark for each question into 0.25 would be deducted. Okay, or 1/4 of it would be deducted. Okay. Now, when you talk about the final list, okay, so only your mains mark and your interview marks, only these 2 marks would be taken into account and the final list would be prepared. Again, I am repeating, your preliminary examination is just qualifying in nature, right? Okay, talking about interview now. So the total marks which has been allocated for your interview is 100. Okay, and you have a certain minimum qualifying marks in the interview. So you should not get less than 40%. And for other category candidates like SC, ST, OBC persons with disabilities, for them 35% is the minimum marks that you need to score. Less than that, if you score, you're automatically out. Okay, and the weightage of online mains and interview mark is going to be 80:20. Okay, so whatever interview marks you have got, it is going to be reduced to 20 marks, and whatever marks you have secured in the mains exam is going to be reduced to 80 marks, and then you have your final score. So friends, yes, with this we have covered all the important information that is required for you to know before filling in your application form, which is to begin on 6th of November 2019. So apart from that, what EduTap can do to help you out clear this examination, so these are the courses that we have for your AFO 2019-20. So there is a separate course which caters to only tests. Okay, so it's a test series basically. Phase 1 you have 10 full length mock tests. Phase 2 you have 25 sectional tests and 25 full length mock tests. There is a comprehensive course which includes both phase 1 and phase 2. So in phase 2 we'll be covering each chapter through concept video, concept notes, summary sheets, worksheets and MCQs. Current affairs also would be covered holistically. right? And there's a third category which has only phase 2. The only thing that you do not get in this particular course is the 10 full length mock test for phase 1. There is a 30% off on all these AFO courses that you can see on your screens. To avail the discount, you need to use the coupon code AFO30. So friends, if you have any other doubts, you can just mail us at hello@edutab.co.in. You can give us a call on 8146307241. To know about the features of the courses, you can go to our website www.edutab.co.in. So till then friends, thank you so much for joining in, and start whenever the applications are open on 6th November 2019, do fill the application forms after having a keen look at your eligibility criteria. Thank you so much and happy learning.